Warning, the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers and or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
It sure is.
Hey.
I'm hot and tired.
He's red.
I'm red. I was out in the sun today doing stuff. Oh, hey Natalie. Hey Calvin. What's going on? Like and share, people.
Like, share, smash that bell.
Yeah. So, part 2 of the Black Dahlia.
All right, so we're going to finish up the Black Dahlia tonight.
I think so. I hope so.
Yeah. So, we left off last week.
We left off at the halfway mark.
No. Wow.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Hey, Chaos, what's up? Long time no see.
Oh, my God. Hi, Chaos.
Excuse me. All right, so we left off last week talking about the grand jury and aftermath. So basically, when in the spring of 47, Short's murder, Elizabeth Short, the Black Dahlia, her murder had already become a cold case, with very few, if any, new leads. So Sergeant Finis Brown, one of the lead detectives on the case, blamed the press for compromising the investigation through reporters probing of details and unverified reporting. And if you remember, one of the newspapers actually they actually called Elizabeth Short's mom and said, "Hey, your daughter just won a beauty contest," and asked a bunch of probing questions, and then went, "Oh, by the way, she's dead." And then still invited her to come out to California, said to pay her way. In fact, they did pay her way, and then kept her away from any other press outlets and kept her away from the police. So that is really fucked up.
It's very fucked up.
Right?
The crazy thing is, I don't think that's any different than what any journalist would do today, because they try...
Oh, well, no, but...
I'm not justifying what they did. It was really messed up.
The thing is, they were like, "Hey, let's talk about your daughter. So she just won a beauty contest, and tell me a little bit about her. By the way, your daughter's dead."
Today's standards for that. We're like, "Hey, so we found out your daughter might be in the sex industry, and well, she died. But let's go ahead and get you out to California, and we'll go ahead and figure these things out."
Hey!
Hi, Jennifer!
We're blurry.
There we go.
So now we're getting into suspects and confessions. So the notoriety of Short's murder has spurred a large number of confessions over the years, many of which have been deemed false. Yeah, basically it's like, "Hey, your daughter's dead and in multiple pieces," and the front page for Los Angeles right now. It's sensationalized.
It's almost like a frickin' Jerry Springer episode if there was like murder involved in it. No joke.
Yeah. So, during the initial investigation into the murder, police received a total of 60 confessions, most made by men. Since that time, over 500 people have confessed to the crime, some of whom had not even been born at the time of her death. Sergeant John P. St. John.
It's the Ted Cruz thing all over again.
His name is John P. St. John.
Say it again?
His name is Sergeant John P. St. John. Sorry, that's just funny. A detective who worked the case until his retirement stated, "It's amazing how many people offer up a relative as the killer."
I'm waiting to see. There's got to. I swear.
What's up, Sykes?
Sykes, what's up? There's got to be a Detective Dick Dickerson out there somewhere.
Hey.
Hi, Melissa. Hey, you back? Melissa was over in Natalie's feed.
No, I saw her.
Yep.
I said welcome.
Hello. Thank you.
So
Could you imagine that? A detective, a detective Dick Dickerson.
right, Natalie? Like, why? Just the thought of going to jail gives me hives, she says.
Yeah.
Ugh, it
I'm
makes
too pretty for jail. Not gonna lie.
Makes me itchy because dirty people.
I'm too pretty. I am definitely someone's girlfriend. I'm not gonna lie. I can't help it.
Well, you have the long hair.
I got the long hair. I got those baby blues. Actually, not baby blues. I have those gray eyes. Everything like that.
Gray.
I can't help it. You know what? I'm very charismatic. You know, and everything
and
like that.
humble.
I'm very humble. You know what?
Apparently. I'm
just saying. I am very humble. Probably the most humble person out there. I'm sorry, another spray kid watching tonight. I'm censoring myself.
I already said fuck. Anyway, Sergeant John P. St. John, a detective who worked the case, said it was amazing how many people offered up their own relatives as the killer.
I didn't do it this time. You moved.
Natalie, I'm too feral for jail.
Wait, you might actually fit right in there.
Yeah, they do just want some fame and attention.
Yeah.
So, in 2003, Ralph Asdell, one of the original detectives on the case, told the Times that he believed he had interviewed Short's killer, a man who had been seen with his sedan parked near the vacant lot where her body was discovered in the early morning hours of January 15th, 1947.
Hey.
Okay.
Do you know why there's only chicken coops? Why chicken coops only had 2 doors? Because if chicken coops had 4 doors, they'd be chicken sedans.
Lovely. Lovely. Okay. A neighbor driving by that day stopped to dispose of a bag of lawn clippings in the vacant lot when he saw the parked sedan, allegedly with its right rear door open, and the driver of the sedan was standing in the lot. His arrival apparently startled the owner, who approached his car and peered in the window before returning to the sedan and driving away.
I'm sorry. Because they didn't have plastic bags back then, those big plastic trash bags. They had burlap sacks.
Yeah, so he was walking around with this, like, burlap sack.
I honestly, when you said that, for some reason I was thinking it was going to be Natalie laughing at chicken. I was thinking that it was just him with bloody body parts, and they're like, hey, he might be the killer.
Right.
Well, let's interview him first, but blood and guts are coming out of the...
Okay, you did catch what I said, though, right?
He caught someone in the parking lot. But it clicked in my head to think, sorry. I slobber, I can't help it.
Slobber a lot, apparently. So, the owner of the sedan was followed to a local restaurant where he worked, but was ultimately cleared of suspicion. Suspects remaining under discussion by various authors and experts include a doctor named Walter Bailey. Sorry, there's cat hair in my mouth. Proposed by the former Times copy editor Larry Harnich. Times publisher Norman Chandler, whom biographer Donald Wolfe claims impregnated Short. Leslie Dillon, Joseph A. Dumas.
But would they have been able to do a pregnancy test at the time?
They didn't say that that's confirmed.
No, I know that's not confirmed. That's what I'm saying. Like, so they didn't do any type.
I don't know.
Did they have pregnancy tests back then?
Yes. They aren't the instant ones, but yes.
Oh, well, I mean, then again, it was also the 40s, and they didn't do their due diligence when it came to stuff like this, you know.
So Leslie Dillon, Joseph A. Dumas, Artie Lane, aka Jeff Connors, Mark Hansen, Dr. Francis E. Sweeney, Woody Guthrie, Bugsy Siegel, Orson Welles, but not the same Orson Welles. Orson Welles, maybe? It's because there's an ES. George Hodel, Hodell's friend Fred Sexton, George Knowlton, Robert M. Manley, known as Red, Patrick S. O'Reilly, and Jack Anderson Wilson. You may actually recognize some of the names that I mentioned because they were actually mentioned earlier. So, police came to consider George Hill Hodel Jr. a suspect after the murder, obviously, not before. He was never formally charged with the crime and came to wider attention as a suspect after his death when he was accused by his son, Los Angeles homicide detective Steve Hodel. In fact, that's another thing we will touch base on again eventually, is I actually had, and totally lost, read an article that Steve Hodel had done talking about my dad was the one who did it.
Oh, I do remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, he also accused his dad of committing additional murders. Because let's be real, whoever killed the Dahlia, that wasn't their first time, and that definitely wasn't their last.
No, the style of it, they knew exactly what they were doing.
Well, we said earlier, though,
Died from blood loss, strung upside down.
well, I'm talking about the way that they separated the spine.
Mm-hmm.
That was trained in medical school during the 30s.
Medical school, or possibly someone who has...
They didn't actually say butcher in this.
No, I know, not just butchering, but people who just have experience with stuff like that.
Yeah, but specifically, the way that it was done, it was exactly what was taught in medical school.
Oh, with cadavers and stuff like that.
Yeah. And it's the way that they separate it so that it's a clean cut and a clean disconnect.
Yeah.
And the way that they were able to do it in the lower lumbar and also get through her whole body, her whole torso.
The reason why I'm going to stick with, I think it possibly, because I think they're focusing too much at the time. They're focusing too much that it's got to be a medical professional. Is the same reason why when I watch a lot of stuff on butchering animals, because I have smokers and I cook a lot of meats, and so we cook a lot of meats and stuff like that. So I like to see how it's processed.
Well,
When I'm watching these guys, these butchers, literally separate bones and stuff like that cleanly.
what I'm saying, though, is they even said that it was a hemicorporectomy. The way it was done was exactly like a hemicorporectomy.
Yeah.
So, give me a moment here.
What year did she die again? 1940, 30, was it 40s or 30s?
46.
46.
No, wait. No, early 47. It was January 47.
Is there a possibility?
Zodiac?
Yeah.
I already thought that.
Well, think about it, because 47 and then like
It's only 20 years later.
not even that. Because the conspiracy, the Texarkana murders and stuff like that, it's only a couple years later.
Well, yeah.
And they never caught this guy. They moved on to, could be that this person moved on, or
That's
a group of people.
exactly what we were saying.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, think about it. Zodiac was thought to possibly be a police officer.
Or a World War II vet.
And wasn't Hodel both? And then the Zodiac obviously liked to play with the press.
And
so did the Dahlia murderer.
It's also not beyond, especially for a serial killer to be operating for so long, to actually get helpers.
Yeah. Well, okay. So going
later
into...
on, this is very reminiscent of the savagery that happened with the victims that the Zodiac, the ones that he stabbed.
What's what?
What's that? Then, because
No, I'm asking Chaos. What's what?
I don't know.
The hemicorporectomy. It's basically when the lower half. Okay, so
We can't show you the
removed. They separate the lumbar spine between the second and the third lumbar vertebrae, and it is right where the duodenum is, where like the intestines are.
So they basically removed all the viscera.
Yeah.
And then they get into there, and all you have is just the empty cavity, and you can see the spinal cord or the spine and everything like that, and they find the vertebrae and they cut right through that.
Well,
center,
because the spine doesn't sit like the vertebrae.
in between the disc or something.
They
like
don't sit on top of each other. There's
These
actually basically
cartilage.
a cushion right there.
Yeah.
So when you get the tool, like right in between there,
Oh, it's easily.
and you're
snapped.
able to go like this, I'm
There-
sure it's a lot less
That's
weird like
yeah.
that.
And
But-
also, with how clean you said they did it, there's probably was no tool marks or anything on
No.
the bones.
There weren't.
So,
That's how good they were.
yep.
But also, that specific thing, the hemicorporectomy, was utilized quite often during World War II.
How so? Body bags and stuff like that?
Yeah, it was actually, there's been mention of it being utilized.
Really?
Yeah. So again,
So this guy had to be, if he's from World War II, was Hodel a medic?
I don't know.
Because it's not going to be just, everyday GIs like doing this. It's going to be medics and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, okay, so, don't give these psychos on Facebook ideas. Well,
Yeah, that was yummy.
yummy. It would be a great horror movie. Well, I mean,
Well, Murder House on
Saw?
yeah, I only like one Saw.
dang it, you made me forget what I was going to say.
I was thinking of Murder House with American Horror Story because
Oh, yeah.
they don't just like reference Black Dahlia. It's in it. It's
Oh, the actress that they got looked just like
Yeah.
her.
If you want to see it, it's pretty brutal, but it's pretty fucking cool.
So, because we've spoken about her, but we haven't shown her off tonight. There's Elizabeth Short. Actually, when she went to jail for underage drinking. But she was still beautiful.
She was smoking cigs where she should have been smoking cigs.
She was
Yeah, she was
gorgeous.
gorgeous.
She was gorgeous.
I don't understand why they said she had rotting teeth. Like she didn't.
Look at him. Doesn't show rotting teeth.
That's not too much before. That picture was not taken not too much before she was murdered. So
Oh, talking about birth control still?
they would inject some of the.
Or, I mean, the
of
pregnancy
her blood
test?
into the rabbit. If she were pregnant, there were enzymes in the blood that would kill the rat. Really?
Yeah.
That is very actually interesting. Wow.
Okay.
But would they have done that during an autopsy, Calvin? Like back then?
Well, dead blood would kill anything.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. What about someone who works for the police who does the optic in the morgue? They would know how to hide evidence and cut people up.
Yeah, absolutely.
They would, but it would have to be a mortician or something like that, or someone who works in the morgue, like you said, yeah.
All
Because
right.
if it's just a regular policeman who probably happens to see some of these things when they walk into the morgue, the fact that there was no tool marks.
You made me lose my train of thought.
I'm sorry. The fact there was no tool marks on the bones of the spine shows that it wasn't something like that.
I lost my train of thought.
Sorry. Theories and potential related to crimes?
No, I don't remember. Oh well,
I'm sorry.
that's fine. So prior to the Dahlia case, he was also suspected of the death of his secretary, Ruth Spaulding, but was not charged. He was accused of raping his own daughter, Tamar, but acquitted. He fled the country several times and spent 1950 to 1990 in the Philippines.
What?
Mm-hmm.
He spent 40 years?
Yeah.
So what happened in 1990? Did he die or something like that? Or did he come back?
I don't know. Doesn't say. So, theories and potential related crimes. Several crime authors, as well as as well as the Cleveland detective Peter Merlio, have suspected a link between the Short murder and the Cleveland torso murders, which took place in, you guessed it, Cleveland, Ohio.
Well, I thought they caught the torso murderer.
Between 1934 and 1938 as part of their investigation into other murders that took place before and after the Short killing. The original LAPD investigators actually studied the torso murders in 1947, but later discontinued any relationship between the two cases. In 1980, new evidence implicating a former torso murderer suspect Jack Anderson Wilson, aka Arnold Smith, was investigated by Detective St. John in relation to Short's murder. He claimed he was close to arresting Wilson for Short's murder, but that Wilson died in a fire on February 4th, 1982. Possible connection between Short's murder and the torso murders received renewed media attention when it was profiled on the NBC series Unsolved Mysteries in 1992, in which Elliot Ness, biographer Oscar Fraley, suggested Ness knew the identity of the killer responsible for both cases.
Hey, Richard!
Hey, what's up? What Black Dahlia? None of them.
You
know what? They're better musicians than me.
They are good musicians. I do like their thrashy
thing.
sound. Other than that, I don't like their songs. So
soon after Short's murder,
there were a couple songs by Black Dahlia where I was like, "Oh my god!"
Oh, wasn't there one in Florida that they thought could have been related? Yes. Soon after Short's murder. What's up? All right, so February 10th, 1947, the murder of Jean French in Los Angeles was also considered by the media and detectives as possibly being linked to Short's killing. French's body was discovered in West LA on Grandview Boulevard, nude, badly beaten.
Excuse me, sorry.
Written on her stomach in lipstick was what appeared to say, "Fuck you, BD." BD. And the letters Tex below.
So
now,
this
is where it links it into Manson. Where Tex didn't get his name from... Look, obviously they weren't around, or they weren't a thing at this point.
because he was...
No, but this is where somebody has tried to link it into Manson.
I was going to say, he was like way...
We know it's not that Tex.
Tex was like 20 at the time when he were in his 20s when this. So I know. I'm just saying. I'm going over something.
I mean, this is again like the Ted Cruz Zodiac thing. It's not true.
I know. I was laughing so hard when we found out. We found out something special. It was so cool, but we can't say it.
3 all connected, huh? But, so it says text below it. The Herald Express covered the story heavily and drew comparisons to Short's murder less than a month prior, surmising the initials BD to be Black Dahlia. According to historian John Lewis, however, the scrawling read, "Fuck you, PD." Which one is it?
Police department or?
Yeah.
Yeah. That doesn't make any sense. It would be more BD.
BD sounds more logical.
Because if someone was going to say "fuck you, PD," they would actually say "fuck you, LAPD."
Yeah, that's true.
It doesn't take.
Ted Cruz is not Zodiac. Just saying.
I know he's not the Zodiac.
He's not.
I'm not getting involved in this, but
that was hilarious.
it was hilarious when we found something out that someone told us.
So, I lost my stuff. Okay. Crime authors such as Steve Hodel, the son of George Hill Hodel,
I was gonna say that
who is the one that
what
he wrote.
What movie was that?
What?
Where the writer was actually the killer and he was writing his own kills.
It was a book.
No, and it was like something along the line of Stephen King. It wasn't Stephen King, but it was something interesting. They actually made a movie of it. It was pretty fucking rad. I could be wrong, or I could be having a Nelson Mandela effect right now.
I think it was a book, babe.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Books that exist.
William Rossman. Crime authors like Steve Hodel and William Rossman. Steve Hodel being George Hill Hodel, the suspect's son, having suggested a link between the Short murder and the 1946 murder and dismemberment.
Sorry, my bad.
Okay.
I didn't think I was going to pop down. Dismemberment. I fucked up.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I was actually about to say that.
Yeah. So, okay, in dismemberment of the 6-year-old Suzanne Degnan in Chicago, Captain Donahoe of the LAPD stated publicly that he believed that the Black Dahlia and the Chicago lipstick murders were likely connected. Among the evidence cited is the fact that Short's body was found on Norton Avenue, 3 blocks west of Degnan Boulevard. Degnan being the last name of the girl from Chicago. There were also striking similarities between the handwriting on the Degnan ransom note and that of the Black Dahlia Avenger. Both texts use the combination of capitals and small letters. The Degnan note read in part, "Burn this for her safety." And both notes contained a similar mishap letter, P, and have one word that matches exactly. Convicted serial killer William Hirons served life in prison for Degnan's murder. Initially arrested at 17 for breaking into a residence close to that of Degnan, Hirons claimed he was tortured by police, forced into confession, and made a scapegoat for the murder. After being taken from the medical infirmary at the Dixon Correctional Center on February 26, 2012 for health problems, he died at the University of Illinois Medical Center on March 5th, 2012 at 83. Additionally, Steve Hodel was implicating his father, George Hodel, as Short's killer, citing his father's training as a surgeon as circumstantial evidence. In 2003, it was revealed in notes from the 1949 grand jury report that investigators had wiretapped Hodel's home and obtained recorded conversation of him with an unidentified visitor saying, "Supposing I did kill the Black Dahlia, they couldn't prove it now. They can't talk to my secretary because she's dead."
Oh, Brent's watching. Sorry.
I know Brent's watching. I saw him pop in.
I know. You can pop back in, Brent, if you want. Or
probably not.
Yeah.
Because of what we're talking about.
Yeah, that's right. Never mind.
So, did you hear what I just said?
Yes. I did. Let's keep going.
What did I just say?
Hodel's is this awesome place to eat at here in Bakersfield.
Yeah.
And hopefully it opens back up soon now that California's opening up on the 15th.
Yeah, that's totally what I said. No. George Hodel said.
He implicated his father, I heard that.
No. George Hodel, the father in the situation here, was caught on recorded tape saying in 1949, "Supposing I did kill the Black Dahlia, they couldn't prove it now. They can't talk to my secretary because she's dead."
All right, I want to hear the tape. I'm sorry. Why would the fuck would you say I killed... Wait, what? Oh, he didn't... No, well... What? So he... So, I'm sorry. This is a reel-to-reel tape, right? So they had to set the reel-to-reel in front of him to record it.
No.
And they're like, okay, go ahead and...
No.
They didn't
It was wiretapped.
They did have wiretapped.
See, you weren't listening to me! You were on your phone!
Yeah, there's no tape of it, though. I mean,
Okay.
I don't think there's a tape of we can find a recording of it.
Killed Black.
Yeah, killed Black Dahlia. Recording reveal about possible murders of the Black Dahlia.
We'll listen to it afterwards.
Yeah,
anyway.
we'll listen afterwards. I don't...
Yeah,
oh boy.
pretty much.
Ah, boy. Well, we gotta play a commercial.
Oh, we gotta play a commercial!
Actually, two things. Do you have... Can we make an announcement?
What?
About someone being in... I mean, we did announce it.
We were gonna do a press release, basically.
Oh, we're going to do a press release on that. Okay. Well, we're going to play commercials right now.
So let's play a commercial. Also, well, we don't have the commercial right now that I want to play, but on Friday, we are interviewing the band October Noir.
Yep. Otis is going to be helping us out with that.
Yep, Otis will be there with us. They sound just... God, his voice
is hauntingly like Peter Steele from Type O Negative.
So good. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Okay, we're back.
Okay, I'm going to answer something. Richard, what do you think will be solved first? The Black Dahlia murder or the identity of the Zodiac killer?
Neither.
Both at the same time.
They're too...
Hodel is the Zodiac.
They're too far out. They're cold cases and... Okay, California has a knack for once the cold cases
We're not.
Oh, no. No, we're not leaving you hanging. We still have still about 30 minutes left. You guys would understand something with California cold cases. Unless there's absolute evidence for them to open up a cold case here, they usually, especially with it almost being 100 years ago...
Zodiac is still open.
Zodiac is still open, but the Black Dahlia, it's done. They're not going to go open that back up. LAPD has so much stuff going on, it's not even funny.
Yeah. So, here we go.
Here we go.
In 1991, Janice Knowlton, a woman who was 10 years old at the time of Short's murder, claimed that she witnessed her father, George Knowlton, beat Short to death with a claw hammer in a detached garage of her family's home in Westminster. That's Orange County.
Yeah, I know. Westminster. I don't like Westminster. I've been there a few times. I'm not a fan of it.
She also published a book titled Daddy Was the Black Dahlia Murderer. Or Killer. In 1995, in which she made additional claims that her father sexually molested her. The book was condemned as trash by Knowlton's stepsister, Jolene Emerson, in 2004, who stated, "She believed it, but it wasn't reality. I know because I lived with her father for 16 years. Additionally, Detective St. John told the Times that Knowlton's claims were not consistent with the facts of the case."
Yeah. I don't know. Ted Cruz was...
Ted Cruz! We're joking! We're joking!
Ted Cruz, we're joking. But that's
I know
funny.
you'll never hear this, but still.
There's a reason why we keep saying Ted Cruz, we're joking.
He will never hear this, but still. Tune in next week. Same bad time. We are not leaving.
We're not done.
We're not done.
we do commercials at the half. And then we do an ending thing.
You know this. So, John Gilmore's 1994 book, Severed, the true story of the Black Dahlia murder, suggests a possible connection between Short's murder and that of Georgette Bauerdorf. A socialite.
Bauerdorf.
A
that
socialite.
Is a new Mario villain right there. Super Mario Brothers.
Oh, you're fine, Melissa.
Beware the Bauerdorf. You're fine.
Melissa said that she thinks that the Zodiac would be solved first.
I don't know.
I mean, honestly, there's a higher probability of that one being solved.
There's a higher probability, but it'll get to the point
think
to where, like,
either.
I think that they only keep it open now more as a hobby for people.
In memoriam.
Yeah, in memoriam and stuff like that. It's the Zodiac. You could almost link 1 million serial killers to the Zodiac. Like that's
why I said my theory is that there's multiples.
My theory,
and I don't even think they're copycats. I think they're working together.
My theory is that the person who killed the Black Dahlia is also one of the group.
Yes, I agree.
That's
what I was gonna say when you kind of went off on a tangent. Bones, Gormagon.
Mm-hmm.
Gormagon how like Gormagon was more of like a title than a being.
Yeah.
Like they were each trained by the next person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, they were each trained going down the line.
They're
That's
carry
totally
on.
how it could be.
It definitely could be that way because, I mean, you look at the heyday of the serial killers was between the 60s.
Late 60s through the 80s,
well,
really.
60s into the 80s. They didn't have a term for them prior to that. It was just a mass killings or
Well,
whatever.
even in the
that.
70s, they didn't have a term for it yet.
They didn't, but they started getting an idea of what was going on there. And there's a whole bunch of theories behind it, especially with like even like lead in the gasoline, people pumping lead in the air, causing people to aggressive and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
But going into the 80s and stuff like that, when you start having better tech,
Serial killing school.
yeah, it's very well possible. I have been missing out on. So happy to be here right now. Thank you. You're
Thank you.
awesome. But yeah, it's. I would definitely say that the Zodiac existed at least up until the till the mid '80s.
Okay, we're not going to make it through this. What the heck?
Well, we might be doing a part 3.
Wow. Guys, wow. And I totally, like, messed myself up.
If we do a part
Here
3,
we
we're
go.
bringing people in to help us.
Oh, yeah. So, Gilmore suggests that Short's employment at the Hollywood Canteen, where Bauerdorf also worked as a hostess, could be a potential connection between the two women. However, the claim that Short ever worked there has been disputed by others, such as as Larry Harnish. You know how to behave.
You don't gotta behave, Kisa.
Larry
you.
Harnish, who is the former copy editor of the Times. In 2017, the book Black Dahlia, Red Rose by P.U. Eatwell. Oh, come on. That is not a real name.
What?
P.U. Eatwell.
I'm sorry. That's kind of hilarious.
That is not a real name.
Trolled.
Yeah. Focuses on Leslie Dillon, a bellhop who was a former mortician's assistant.
I'm gonna say it. I don't like that name, Leslie.
This is a guy, though.
That's even worse. Might as well call him Ashley. Well,
I know
actually,
some
I
Ashleys.
do like an Ashley. There is one Ashley I actually respect more than any other.
Anyway.
That's freaking Ash. Bruce, don't call me Ash Campbell.
Anyway, we're not going to get through this.
I'm sorry.
I bet that dude knows IP freely, right? Right? P.U. Eatwell?
There's a reason why I'm going down like this, because my mic is actually in the way of the comments, so I have to keep going down like this.
Or just do that.
But it sounds like we're moving away.
Not really. They can hear me clearly when I'm sitting on the bed and barely even speaking loud.
Well, you know what?
Anyway, his associate, Mark Hansen, and Jeff Connors, and Sergeant Finis Brown, a lead detective who had links to Hansen and was allegedly corrupt. Eatwell posits that Short was murdered because she knew too much about the men's involvement in a scheme for robbing hotels.
Well,
She further suggests that Short was killed at the Astor Motel in L.A., where the owners reported findings in one of the rooms covered in blood and fecal matter on the morning of Short's body that are being found. What?
Okay, I said send in the clowns, get the fuck out. Made me laugh. But it is possible because, I mean, she was and wasn't a sex worker, and at the time with how corrupt the LAPD was, you have to understand, like, there was a time, I mean, if you've ever seen LA Confidential, that is actually somewhat accurate. The LAPD was extremely corrupt during the mobster years. And this falls in line with the mobster years.
There's going to be a part 3.
Yeah.
We only have 20 minutes left.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, it is possible because she wasn't exactly a sex worker, but she was kind of involved with a lot of people.
She was promiscuous.
She was promiscuous.
They never said she was a hooker or a or a prostitute or a sex worker
I
or...
was being politically correct. I said sex worker.
I'm not politically correct.
Well, I'm just saying.
We don't deal with politics.
You're politicking.
All right, so...
I like making my wife laugh.
The Examiner stated in 1949 that LA Police Chief William A. Wharton denied that the Flower Street Astor Motel...
He's a escort?
Escort? Yeah.
Escort is proper. I think that works with any time, any era.
Well, had anything to do with the case. Although its rival newspaper, the Los Angeles Herald, claimed that the murder took place there. Eatwell is working on a television documentary and revised edition of her book due to release in autumn of 2018. Sex enabler. Richard, you're awesome.
Richard, you win the internet for today.
Sex enabler.
Dear God, I did get a sunburn. Look at this. Look at this right here. Look at that. And then compare to my face. I was out in the sun today.
Yeah. All right. So,
Well,
and basically, in 2018, Eatwell brought out another book. God damn it.
uh-oh.
I don't know what's going on here. What are you doing? That made it worse.
It just...
I don't know what's going on, guys. Whatever.
There we go.
So, in 2000, Buzz Williams, a retired detective with the Long Beach Police Department, wrote an article for the LBPD newspaper, or newsletter, The Rap Sheet on Short's Murder. Williams' father, Richard F. Williams, and his friend, Con Keller, were both members of the LA's gangster squad investigating the case. Williams Sr. believed that Dylan was the killer, and that when Dylan returned to his home state of Oklahoma, he was able to avoid extradition to California because his ex-wife, Georgia Stevenson, was second cousins with the governor of Illinois at the time, who contacted the governor of Oklahoma on Dylan's behalf. Keller believed Hansen was the killer, as he had studied at a surgical school in Sweden and had thrown elaborate parties attended by prominent LAPD officers. Williams' article states that Dylan sued the LAPD for $3 million, but that the suit was dropped. Harnish disputes this, claiming that Dylan was cleared by police after an exhaustive investigation and that the district attorney's files positively placed him in San Francisco when Short was killed. Harnish claims that there was no LAPD cover-up. Dylan did not, in fact, receive a financial settlement from the city, but has not been able to produce concrete evidence to prove this. Now, it doesn't sound like either of them have concrete evidence.
The crazy thing that actually stuck out to me here was the fact that at the time, even though the U.S. Marshals existed, that a governor of one state was able to prevent extradition to another state.
Yeah.
You know, and this is the whole purpose of the U.S. Marshals, is to come
Little
in and
bit!
say, no. There is U.S. law that's going to happen here. So,
Hold on. One level up from a prosty.
we got to do this.
Prost Malone.
Prost Malone. Chaos is laughing at it.
Prosty.
Prosty. Stay, and then Keys says stay focused.
Sounds like a prosty exam. Be sure to... Also, little bit! All right.
But, yeah, I mean, think about that. At the time, a governor of one state was able to prevent extradition. Simply on that, that doesn't fly today. That shouldn't have even flown back then.
Ooh, that kind of hurts my eyes.
Because, you know, an attorney, a DA, should be able to go to the U.S. Marshals and be like, this governor is not extraditing this criminal to be actually brought over here.
Yeah. All right, so rumors and factual disputes. A little bit. My prostate's acting up.
You ever?
No, she does not.
But.
Does not.
Just
So,
kidding.
numerous details regarding Short's personal life and death have been points of public dispute. The eager involvement of both the public and press in solving her murder have been credited as factors that complicated the investigation.
Look, there's a Myrtle girdle in there.
Resulting in a complex, sometimes inconsistent narrative of events, according to Anne Marie DiStefano.
Who do we know that's DiStefano?
The Sicilians?
Oh, yeah.
But isn't it DiStefani?
Yeah, that's Stephanie.
Anyway. Of the Portland Tribune, many unsubstantiated stories have circulated about Short over the years. She was a prostitute. She was frigid. She was pregnant. She was a lesbian. And somehow, instead of fading away over time, the legend of the Black Dahlia just keeps getting more convoluted.
I'm back.
Harnish has refuted several supposed rumors and popular concepts about Short and her murder, and also disputed the validity of Gilmore's book, Severed, claiming the book is 25% mistakes, 50% fiction.
But there was one great accomplishment.
Ow.
It was named Severed. If I was going to write a book... Honestly, okay, there's two things. If I was going to write a book about the Black Dahlia, I would name it Severed. At the same time, I would make sure that every freaking bookstore would have it half off. It's fucking terrible, right?
Yes.
That's just fucking bad.
Yeah, just because you went over there doesn't mean they couldn't hear you snickering.
I'm sorry.
Only Stefano. Oh my god! I was just talking about Days of Our Lives and how it was like, oh no, Stefano did it. But then it would be like, Stefano died. Stefano got a face transplant. He has plastic surgery, so he looks like a different person now. And then the original Stefano comes back. Oh yeah, and the alien episode where like aliens come down. Okay.
You're doing your best.
What? What?
Just let's get on with this. I'm sorry.
What?
That's all I said.
Anyway. Okay, so Otis Feeder is my father.
Uh-oh. There we go.
Okay.
Frank's broke. Yeah, I broke.
Nelly! So, Harnish also had examined the district attorney's files. He claimed that Steve Hodel has examined some of them pertaining to his father, along with the Times columnist Steve Lopez. And contrary to Eatwell's claims, the files showed that Dylan was thoroughly investigated and determined to have been in San Francisco when Short was murdered. Harnish speculated that Eatwell did not find these files, or she just chose to ignore them. Kidding. What? I'm lost.
I'm lost.
Okay. So, yeah, 10 minutes. I can go through that. Murder and state of the body. A number of people, none of whom knew Short, contacted the police and the newspapers and claimed to have seen her during her so-called missing week between January 9th and when they discovered her body on January 15th. Police and DA investigators ruled out each alleged sighting. There's a fly. In some cases, those interviewed were identifying other women whom they had mistaken for Short's whereabouts, Short's whereabouts in the days leading up to her murder, and the discovery of the body are still unknown.
Freaking Sykes. Jedi. You didn't kill those people. You didn't chop their bodies up. These aren't the bodies you're looking for.
Don't want to go time shifting.
Alan!
Hey, Alan. How's it going?
Hey.
All right. So, after the discovery of Short's body, numerous Los Angeles newspapers printed headlines claiming she had been tortured leading up to her death. This was denied by law enforcement at the time, but they allowed the claims to circulate so as to keep Short's actual cause of death a secret from the public. Some sources, such as Oliver Syriac's Crime, an encyclopedia.
He did it.
Who?
Oliver Syriac.
Because Syrax?
Yeah, because anyway with that name is definitely a supervillain, no joke. He probably did it to get the devil to show up and like give him immense
he
power.
He made Crime, an encyclopedia in 1993, states that Short's body was covered in cigarette burns inflicted on her while she was still alive, though there is no indication of this in her official autopsy report.
Well, you can clearly see in the pictures.
Yeah.
There was torture. For the LAP or for the newspapers and all this, they're like, nah, that didn't happen.
Well, it's crazy to me because you're like, look at the pictures. Like, we can see it.
I get what the police do. When there is a serial murder and stuff like that, when there is a killer.
Where did all the pictures go?
We can't show some of those.
You deleted the... Okay, go ahead.
Oh. I get what the police do when it comes to, like, murders recently and stuff like that. You know, because you don't want to give the killer an idea that you know what's going on, especially if you have a lead like Richard Ramirez and stuff like that, because you want to catch him. But at the time, they didn't really get this at the time. You know, like it was like, I don't know. Sorry, I've been told to shush. Trigger warning: explicit content. We're about to get banned. Is what she's doing.
All right, so. This is her. This was Elizabeth Short while she was alive.
Fucking gorgeous.
Absolutely beautiful. Whatever. She liked sex, apparently. Actually, she was not a sex worker at all. She was not an escort.
Yeah, but what person doesn't like sex? That's actually the times too. You can't like sex. No one can like sex at a time, especially women. No.
Yeah. Well, so they're saying that there's no evidence that she was tortured.
The bruising on the face right there is clear as day. Oh, we did show this one before. Yeah. She was very much tortured, even though the gash on her face right there is what killed her. They were trying to say originally, like, the brain damage. It was a combination thereof, but she bled out.
There's a few causes of death. One of them being bleeding out. There was another one that we had mentioned earlier, and I'm trying to remember it right now.
You know what's crazy? Okay, she was kept upside down, so it could either be, head trauma or whatnot that killed her. But someone didn't think to bleed her out by actually, cutting jugular veins or like that.
They didn't want to.
They saw that when they cut this part right here that they sliced deep enough to let her bleed out. And, this is a fucked up thought. But more than likely, while she was bleeding out, upside down, they kept torturing her and kept doing more stuff to her.
Yeah.
So.
That's very likely.
Yeah.
So, in Severed, Gilmore states that the coroner who performed Short's autopsy suggested in conversation that she had been forced to consume feces based on his findings when examining the content of her stomach. This claim has been denied by Harnish and is also not indicated in the official autopsy, though it has been reprinted in several print and online media.
Yeah, with the official autopsy at the time, they wouldn't go in depth. They were like, oh, this just happened, it's done.
They wanted to protect people. Whoa, we got a lot of comments. Hey, Jeff!
Hi, Jeff! Hi, Jeff! Who we got?
They were all considered sex fiends or drug fiends. Yeah, basically.
Yeah, that's every admin in... I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Oh my god. Videos, please. Thank you.
Our mastiff snores our head off.
Alright, so... The name, the Black Dahlia, according to the newspaper reports, shortly after the murder, Short received the nickname Black Dahlia from staff and patrons at a Long Beach drugstore in mid 1946, as wordplay on the film Blue Dahlia, which was a film noir.
Those are some weird movies. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
Go watch Blue Velvet.
Don't watch Blue Velvet.
No, watch it.
I was not. It's not the same.
It's not the same. It's just a weird ass film noir movie.
So, other popularly circulated rumors claim that the media crafted the name due to Shorts adorning her hair with dahlias, and that's a lot more common. It was actually very popular for women to wear the dahlia flower in their hair at that time. It was a trend. And I want to say that she happened to have a black one.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I've never seen it. I've only seen... I always wonder why they call her Black Dahlia. I never...
Yeah, it's a
really
flower.
thought too much into it. I knew it was a flower. I just didn't know that was the time.
Yeah. It was very popular. It was growing popular to wear those dahlias in the hair.
Yeah, Natalie. Blue Velvet.
Stop it. We didn't say blue waffle.
Stop it, Frank. No.
God.
Blue Velvet. Go look at Blue Velvet and watch it, Chaos. You're going to be thoroughly freaked out. It's one of those movies that comes on and I have to watch it every time. It's weird as shit.
Oh, that's what it was. She had a penchant for wearing sheer black clothing as well.
Ooh.
As part of the official name. However, reports by DA investigators state that the nickname was invented by the newspaper reporters covering her murder. Herald Express reporter Bevo Means, who interviewed Short's acquaintances at the drugstore, has been credited with first using the Black Dahlia name. The reporters, Underwood and Jack Smith, have been alternatively named as the creators, while some sources claim that Short was referred to or went by that name while she was alive. And if you watch American Horror Story, they suggest that.
If she went by that name when she was alive, it's more than likely she was more than just promiscuous. So.
It was probably... Come on, she's a burlesque dancer.
Could be. Or she was one of the first female wrestlers of all time. And that was her finishing move, was the Black Dahlia.
Jeez.
Where it folded them in half.
Well,
that's fucked up.
Okay. Thank you. Both Gilmore and Harnish agree the name originated during Short's lifetime and was not a creation of the press. Harnish states that it was, in fact, a nickname she earned from the staff of the Long Beach drugstore she frequented. In Severed, Gilmore names that A.L. Landers as the proprietor of the drugstore, though he does not provide the store's name. Prior to the circulation of the Black Dahlia name, Short's killing had been dubbed the werewolf murder by the Herald Express due to the brutal nature of the crime. And next week we will talk about...
Oh, yeah. Alleged prostitution and sexual history, and we'll get into some...
It'll also talk about her supposedly being a lesbian.
And we'll get into some
more conspiracy theories.
And there you go.
All right, guys.
That's it.
Well,
we're tired.
Thank you for joining us. And have a wonderful night.
See you guys later. We're out. What are we going to play right now?
Hold on.
Oh, real fast. Tomorrow is it Jackal Monkey with Battlehaven?
Yeah.
Tomorrow, Jackal Monkey will be on Battlehaven, I think.
Hey, I'm going to play the Jackal Monkey commercial.
Are we, Natalie, is it tomorrow? Could be wrong.
I think it's tomorrow.
I think it's tomorrow, or is he bi-weekly? I don't remember, but we will be... Oh, hey, Tyler!
Talking about prostitutes and prostate exams.
Yeah, and you know, prostitutes and prostate exams, and now we're done.
Hold on, actually, I just noticed something. From the point...
What are we looking at here? We're going to show you a prostitute with prostate
No,
exam.
I'm not showing anyone.
Oh.
Okay, look at.
Alleged. What?
There's not much left.
Oh. Well, we can get into some more stuff later on.
Yeah, I'm actually more conspiracies. So yeah, still just left that up.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, guys.
So, next, this Friday we're going to be interviewing Tom Noir from October Noir, Otis from Night of the Living Dreads, Psychosocial, and he's also Scary Face Rep. Will be helping us out on that interview. It's going to be fun because if you guys are a big fan of Typo Negative, check them out. They are they picked up the torch after he's by week. Okay, so he's not on next week.
Okay.
He's not on tomorrow. Okay. Tom Noir has literally continued on with where Typo Negative has stopped because Peter still died. But yeah, this is gonna be fucking awesome. Caught the tail end of the show, yeah, right.
I'm just going through all the comments now.
Yep. But yeah, Friday we'll be on with Tom Noir with Otis, and Saturday is it us? Or I'm sorry, Beast and Jugs, or is it
Well, okay, so this coming
Or is it-
Saturday is them.
Sinister Sisters?
Sinister Sisters.
Okay. And it's
So, yeah, there's going to be one more random episode of the Black Dahlia, and it'll be more about like the more conspiracy theories, like getting a little bit deeper into it.
that would probably be in the middle of next week.
Yeah, you never know.
Because our official, like I said, it's going to be a big guest on Friday.
Beast and Jugs, yes.
They're fucking dicks, man. I swear to God, Tyler, don't ever trust them. They will steal your children and give them to the Goblin King. Not going to lie.
Well, yeah,
You
the
know what?
Goblin King is awesome.
Well,
I
yeah,
miss
'cause
David Bowie.
We want to hang out with David Bowie.
That's right. Straight hair tomorrow, 7:30.
Oh, that's right. It's right here tomorrow. 7:30 Central. And then, which is, I don't do math right now. I'm tired.
Anyway, so tomorrow, straight hair. Friday, we're interviewing October Noir. It's true. Jugs do get free drinks.
Jugs get free drinks, and they also get you access to the Goblin King, because Jugs and Beast will steal your children and give them to the Goblin King. So you know you might have to go into the labyrinth and find your kids, but at least you get to meet David Bowie.
Bowie!
All right, so we went through
All
the
right,
list.
all right.
Oh, Psychosocial is going to be on Sunday this Sunday, I think.
Oh, yeah. Psychosocial. I think you guys will get a nice treat. Have Psychosocial on Sunday.
And then the Unrights,
And the sideshow will also be on Sunday.
and then Otis will be on. I know we're out of order here because I'm freaking tired. Otis will also be on Saturday with Night of the Living Dreads, Scurry Face, and then us too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then Monday we have Mikey and Steve the Cat. Tuesday.
Creepy Parlor.
Sorry, I was reading Tyler. Tuesday we have Creepy Parlor. And Psychic Cindy over on YouTube.
Yep.
And Wednesday, obviously, Mother de l'Amour.
But she's off next week.
But she's off next week, which means that's probably when we're gonna finish up our Dahlia.
Yep.
Thing.
Wednesday we'll finish up Black Dahlia at 10 o'clock Eastern. So.
Woohoo! Well, shit. Well, in that case, damn, I miss the kids. Where's my beach towel? I'm so sad. Goddamn.
Look, kids, you're gonna have a good father figure in David Bowie. But I got my autograph. I'm heading to the beach, guys. See you later.
David Bowie, the Goblin King sure had a...
Codpiece?
Yep. Yeah.
David Bowie. It was more like David Bowie and his Goblin King.
David and his Bowie?
David, his Bowie, and his Goblin King.
Dear God, guys.
All right,
this was
sorry.
supposed to end a while ago. Just
Natalie,
saying.
yep.
I want Bowie's bowl.
All right.
Oh,
I hate to do this, guys. We gotta go. I'm exhausted.
I gotta work tomorrow. Okay. Thank you guys for joining us tonight, and have a wonderful night.
Bye, guys.